Imagine you've just spent, 4 years and probably a small fortune getting a traditional university degree in computer science or business.
Right.
You've mastered the theory, you know the frameworks, but graduating right now, it's honestly a lot like spending years learning how to drive a horse-drawn carriage right as the Model T rolls off the assembly line.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, like suddenly there's this entirely new engine running things, and if your degree doesn't prove you can actually use AI, what is it really worth to an employer today?
Honestly, it's becoming worth less and less.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So today we are diving into a May 2026 press release from a company called EON AI Ventures, and it's titled Empowering Academic Institutions with Practical AI Fluency.
Yeah.
Our mission today is to figure out how the academic world and, the professional workforce are desperately trying to bridge what this source calls the experience wall.
Right. The experience wall. And what's fascinating here isn't just that AI is, changing things. We all know that.
Right, obviously.
But it's how this specific company is trying to quantify and package AI fluency. They're turning it into this verifiable commodity for both universities and individuals.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because to understand why they're pitching this new certification, we need to look at the crisis they claim to be solving, right?
Exactly.
The source is pretty blunt. It explicitly points out the commoditization of programming skills that's being driven by AI automation.
Yeah, the heavy lifting of coding is it's done by the AI now.
Right. And it says 50% of job roles are undergoing this massive transformation. They specifically highlight marketing, HR, and analytics.
Which are heavily white-collar fields.
Exactly. And the core problem they identify is this experience wall. Basically, theoretical AI knowledge is no longer enough.
It's not.
Graduates and professionals they're failing to get past AI-driven hiring automation because they don't have demonstrable hands-on fluency. But okay, let me push back on this premise for a second.
Sure, go ahead.
Is the experience wall really a new phenomenon? Or is this just, the classic you need experience to get a job, but a job to get experience paradox, just like rebranded for the AI era?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, what makes this entirely different is the speed of the technological transformation.
Okay. Like how fast it's happening.
Exactly. It's happening overnight.
Yeah.
The source asserts that people who lack these practical AI capabilities are facing steeply declining employability.
Wow.
And not just that, but widening disparities in starting salaries compared to their AI-fluent peers. So the barrier isn't just, I need to learn this on the job.
Yeah.
The ATS bots, the hiring algorithms, they won't even let you in the door to learn it.
Right. They just filter you out immediately.
Yes. The gap between knowing the theory and shipping real work has never been wider or more heavily penalized.
Okay, so since the source is saying traditional education is failing to cross this wall, it pivots to pitching their solution, right? This structured way to get high-level AI proficiency.
Yeah, they introduced two main programs here.
Right, the EON AI Residency Program for students, which is $19 a month per user, and then the EON AI Founder Program for professionals.
Which is a $975 one-time fee or $99 a month.
Right, and the big promise here is achieving what they call level 4-5 AI fluency, which the source claims translates to a 50% higher starting salary.
That's a massive claim.
It is, and here's where it gets really interesting to me. I mean, think about those price points for a second.
The $19.
Yeah. $19 a month for a student to potentially boost their starting salary by 50%. That's like the cost of a couple of streaming subscriptions.
It's priced for mass adoption, absolutely.
But how does a program actually measure level 4-5 fluency in a way that an employer will actually trust?
Well, the source defines level 4-5 fluency as the ability to operate agents and deliver measurable outcomes. It's all about moving from theory to actually shipping real work.
Okay, but what does that mean practically?
The source stresses this huge difference between generic learning tools and high-stakes operations.
Like using a basic chatbot versus enterprise software.
Precisely. EON's specific philosophy is that generic AI delivers, about 80% quality, which is fine for writing an email.
Right, good enough for a rough draft.
Exactly. But high-stakes enterprise operations require 100% precision. You can't have an AI hallucinate a marketing budget or mess up an HR payroll.
Oh, yeah, that would be a disaster.
Right. So this gap, this 20% precision gap, that is exactly what level 4-5 fluency aims to close.
Okay, but claiming a student has level 4-5 fluency is just marketing speak, right? Unless there's a tangible way to prove it to a hiring manager. Or, well, an automated hiring bot.
Yes. The bots are the real gatekeepers now.
Right. So how does this program actually bypass those gatekeepers?
Well, participants don't just, take multiple choice tests. They have to design, develop, and ship autonomous AI products.
Actually building things.
Exactly. And they do this using no-code platforms, which gives them tangible assets for their resumes.
Okay, so they have a portfolio.
Right. And when they finish, graduates receive an advanced EON AI Fluency certification. But crucially, and this is the big part, they also get a verified employment reference from a Silicon Valley company.
Which is EON AI Ventures themselves, right?
Exactly. The source explicitly states this is designed for direct credentialing for AI-driven hiring systems.
Wow.
Yeah, and Dan Lajerskar, the chairman of EON AI Ventures, is quoted saying, "They are breaking the experience wall by offering practical fluency and measurable results."
Okay, so what does this all mean? Let me play devil's advocate for a second.
Go for it.
If a student is building an AI product using a no-code platform, are they truly demonstrating technical expertise? Or are they just, demonstrating prompt engineering, like dragging and dropping boxes?
Wow.
And second, does this verified Silicon Valley reference act like, I don't know, a cheat code to get past resume scanning algorithms?
Looking at my notes here, I'd argue that in a world where programming is commoditized, the real value isn't in writing the code anymore.
Right.
It's entirely in the application. What's fascinating here is that EON AI Ventures has a 25-year background in immersive learning and XR solutions, originating from EON Reality.
Oh, like virtual reality and simulations.
Exactly. So they're treating the AI itself as the workforce and the human as the manager of that AI.
Like a flight simulator for office work.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So managing that no-code platform effectively is the new technical expertise. It's not a cheat code. It's proof you can fly the plane.
Okay, that makes sense. So the value proposition for the student and the professional is crystal clear. Better pay, better resumes, getting past the bots.
Right.
But universities, academic institutions are historically so slow to adopt new curricula. What is the institutional incentive for them to actually adopt this platform?
It all comes down to the business model. The source details a 50-50 revenue sharing structure between EON AI Ventures and the partnering institutions.
Wait, 50-50?
Yes. Universities pay a one-time $78,000 access fee for a customized platform that scales globally.
70,000, okay.
And in return, these programs are pitched not just as impactful learning, but literally as self-sustaining business models for universities.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of like a franchise model.
Exactly like that.
Instead of a university just paying for a software license, like, buying Microsoft Office for students, they're buying into a revenue-generating partnership.
Yes, and the source also mentions an optional ambassador program, where participants access embedded income opportunities through programmatic referrals.
So they get paid to bring more people in.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
And EONNet touts the deployment as having minimal friction, offering evaluation access upon request before a full rollout.
Is this the future of education, then? Universities acting as literal business partners with Silicon Valley tech firms just to keep their own lights on.
This raises an important question about the shifting role of higher education. EON AI Ventures operates two distinct platforms.
Okay, what are they?
There's the Enterprise AI platform, which is for actual business operations, and the Virtual Campus, or Compass, which is for training and certification.
I see.
This creates a completely closed loop. The trainer is intimately connected with the exact enterprise tools the workforce will eventually use.
Oh, so they're training their future user base while getting the universities to foot the initial bill.
Exactly. It's a brilliant ecosystem.
That really is. So to bring this all back to you, the listener, whether you are a student, a professional in HR or marketing, or even an academic administrator, the key takeaway from these sources is that purely theoretical knowledge is just hitting a wall.
It absolutely is.
The new baseline for employability is proving you can practically operate autonomous AI systems to deliver real-world products. And because traditional degrees aren't doing that fast enough, alternative credentialing systems are springing up to bypass them entirely.
And as automation handles more of the technical heavy lifting, your ability to synthesize, manage, and verify that 100% precision of AI outputs, that will be your true currency.
Which leaves us with one final kind of provocative thought to mull over. If programs like this successfully give everyone level 4-5 AI fluency,
Right.
and everyone can easily use no-code platforms to build market-ready products, then AI fluency itself will eventually become commoditized,
Right.
right?
That's the logical next step.
Exactly. So when everyone is an AI expert, what will become the next experience wall? What uniquely human skill will you need to cultivate to stand out when practical AI skills are simply the new everyday baseline?
That's the real question.
Something to think about. Catch you next time.